So my hair naturally parts on the right, so I'm just taking that further down so I can get more of an effect with the plait going over the top of my head. I'm also going to be sectioning this piece so I don't take too much hair from the ponytail. So I'm just going to take that front section, clip it away, and then just put my hair up quickly just to keep it out of the way while I'm doing the plait. Then I'm taking this Plump It Up spray. Dry shampoo works brilliantly as well, just to give my hair a bit of body and a bit of texture for the plait. Then I'm going to go in and I'm going to backcomb each section, just again to give it more lift, to give it more volume, and so the plait is not sticking to my scalp. Once I've done that, I'm plaiting. I've sped this one up because I've got a longer version coming straight up. So in this version, I'm going normal pace. So I take the first section, split it into three, and I'm going underneath. Now this is important. So I'm taking a section and pulling it underneath the middle strand. And again, picking up a section, putting it underneath that middle strand. So this means that the plait sits on top of the head. I personally think this works a lot better for cheer because you can see it from the stage. You know that there's something there and the hair's not just flat at the front. So I'm just continuing to add sections into this plait, bringing the hair underneath that middle strand every time. Just take your time with this, it does take practice. Make sure it's quite neat and make sure you're not taking too much hair from the back. That's why when I did my own, I had the rest of the hair in a ponytail, just so that I wouldn't take too much. When you've finished adding in the hair, continue the plait, but pull it backwards as you're plaiting. This will help it naturally go towards the back, which is where we want it. So after I've finished plaiting, I'm going to what it's called pancaking the braid. So I'm just pulling it out, giving it a bit more volume, giving it a bit more lift. So this just makes sure that, again, the plait isn't sitting tight against the scalp so it can be seen and so that it looks good. Here you can see this from the other side, just pulling the edges of the plait apart. And see how when I was plaiting I pulled it to the back so it naturally lays there without any big bumps. So I'm just going to take the end of the plait and just tuck it underneath the hair at the back and use just a bobby pin. Use a few to make sure it's secure, especially through a cheer routine. I've just used one for demonstration purposes. And then you can take any other bobby pins you need and just put them where you think that the plait needs it. So on this plait there was some hair sticking out because the client has a bit more of a fringe. So I'm just tucking those underneath and pinning them into place. And that's the plait, guys, and now we're going to switch back to me so I can show you the back combing and everything like that. So I'm actually going to be adding in extensions to my ponytail. So the first thing I'm going to do is take a section just at the top at the crown of my head. This is going to be the section that covers any sort of bits of extensions that are poking through. So make sure that you clip that out of the way before you begin. Then I'm just taking a small sort of square section at the top of my head and I'm just going to put that into a bobble just to keep it out of my way, and that's what I'm going to attach the first set of extensions to. So taking the extension with the hair going towards your forehead, you're going to put those clips in and just imagine it like you were doing your extensions while your hair's upside down. So it's the same exact way you would clip in your normal extensions, only with the hair coming forwards and not the hair going backwards. This is really going to help when you pull the hair together to hide the wefts and to make sure that it looks seamless. So I'm just continuing that with all of my extensions. I only have 4 strands. If you have more, you can place more, but this is just what I do. And you notice that I'm backcombing each section. That just helps blend it all together. I'm backcombing that top section as well because it covers the extensions that might be poking through. So once you've done that, you're just going to pull it all together. Be careful how you're pulling it together because you don't want any bits to show. You see here that I'm just pulling it up and over the extension so that it covers everything. Then I'm adding my bow in. It's important to add your bow in now because after you've curled and backcombed, you will not be able to get it over that. So put your bow in now and then move on to curling. This season the hair is curly, so it does take a long time for me because I have thick hair and I've put extensions in, but it's worth it for the end result. So just go ahead and curl the entire ponytail. Then onto the back comb. I'm using a back combing brush and just taking small thin sections and back combing them. I'm also taking the sections after they've been back combed and just sort of spreading them out so they sit nicely in a domed shape. Keep going with this until your arm feels like it's going to fall off. I will admit that this is a lot harder to do on yourself than it is to do on someone else, so maybe like group together and help each other out. Yeah, so after you've finished backcombing, you're going to smooth that top layer and you're done. Just fix any curls, fix any bits you want, and that's it. That's the hair.